We're here with Chris Lytle, very exciting UFC veteran, and you had an injury recently. Tell us how you're feeling these days.
Feeling great, man. I injured my knee. It's been kind of messed up for a long time, but I finally broke in, had surgery on it, tore my meniscus and everything. So I'm feeling great now. I can't wait to get in there. I've never had this much time off, so I think the rest of my body's healed. I got to go back a little bit and correct some things in my boxing that was really lacking. I've just been training for fights all the time. I hadn't really got to go back and correct things. So I really feel like it was a good thing. It sounds stupid to say, but I'm happy it happened. So.
What kind of corrections are you talking about specifically?
Just a lot of things with footwork. Technically, boxing was getting really sloppy. A lot of stepping forward with both feet and squaring up, and not really sitting down on my right hand, more looping, and I'm changing it up. Just changed it up a little bit. Things that, when I actually went back and started working with my boxing coach, he said, "This is horrible. What are you doing, Chris?" And I corrected that a little bit. So I feel like it's gonna be a difference in my next fight.
How much have you been training, and what percentage do you estimate you're at?
I've been training a lot. About 2 months out after my surgery, so probably about end of September, I was already sparring again. So I've been sparring quite a bit. I'd say I'm probably about 90%. So I think come January I'll be 100%, and that's really when I'm going to start my 6-week camp and get ready for my fight. So.
You have a reputation that precedes you as one of the most exciting fighters in the welterweight division, if not the entire UFC. In your absence, who do you think is the 170-pounder that's really stepping it up and putting on those shows?
Wow, I don't know. There's just 170. There's been a lot of good fighters. 170 is such a deep weight class. It's hard to say the most exciting. I don't know. It could be any. I haven't really seen anybody who's doing it every single fight. So I know probably 155. I know one guy I always like to watch fight is Spencer Fisher. He always seems to put on really good fights like that. I love watching him fight. But in 70, I say it's kind of different all the time. I don't know. I don't want anybody to try to claim that. That's mine.
And you're supposed to fight Carlos Condit, and probably would have been an exciting fight as well. He's going to fight Paul Daly instead coming up. Who do you have in that fight?
I'm going to go with Carlos in that one. It seems to me that he's just he proved he can take a pretty good punch and recover afterwards, and his conditioning seems phenomenal. So after he gets hit and dropped, he can still come back, but most guys can't. So I'm definitely hoping to fight the winner of that fight. Whoever wins, that's definitely who I'd like for my next fight to be. But whoever it is, whoever the UFC feels I should put me in with, whatever's going to be a good fight, that's what I want. So.
Condit versus Daly seems to be a contender fight in the welterweight division. You mentioned you want to fight the winner. Are you really gunning for the top these days, or do you still just want to be the exciting fighter, or is it a combination of both?
It's definitely a combination of both. Obviously, I like to get to the top, but I know my path is going to be harder because you're going to fight tough fights like that in my style. You're going to lose some with cuts or whatnot, and you really have to do a lot to earn that. So. Whatever they feel like I should do next is what I'm going to do. If those guys are in line for the title, I'll wait for somebody to lose one or whatever it takes. I don't care. I just want to put on good fights and keep winning. And that's the only way to get to the title fight for me is to keep winning fights.
Who would you prefer to fight?
I mean, whoever. I really like both those fights. I probably say Condit just because I know no matter what, he's coming to try and take out his opponent. He's going to try and finish him no matter what. And that's what I like. I don't want the fight to go to distance. I want somebody trying to take me out, and I'm going to try to take them out. So.
Paul Daly's teammate Dan Hardy is going to be getting the next title shot against Georges St. Pierre. Josh Koscheck didn't think he deserved it, and came out and said so much. Do you think that Dan Hardy deserves the shot?
He was in a title elimination fight and he won it, so it's hard to say he doesn't deserve it. I mean, Koscheck's kind of had his chance to be there, and he's lost his fight, so. You got to take your turn and wait in line. But I think if they two-fought, I think Koscheck would probably win. But it's all about matchups and timing and everything. And the cream's going to rise to the top eventually. So it doesn't really matter what time you get your title fight. You just got to keep winning and get it.
Cool. Aside from an exciting fight, what can we expect next from Chris Lytle?
Yeah, I think you're going to see a little bit better technician. I'm going to be in there and not going to be as quite as sloppy and just trying to just land the big shot. I think you'll see a little bit more diversity in groundwork and a little bit better technical boxing.
Any last words for fans?
Hey, you ready for a good year? You're going to see some good fights from me.